Hello, fans, and welcome to This Day in Baseball, where we're going to bring you a full radio broadcast of today's game. And before we do that, I just want to thank Classic Baseball Radio, and there's a link in the notes where you can check out their full channel. They have many great radio broadcasts. And while you're listening to today's game, if you want to check out much more about the game and the players, look on the links below, and you're going to see links to player pages, the date the game happened, the year it happened, and the play-by-play. Enjoy the game, and check out the links while you're watching the game, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that every time new content comes out, you're going to get that firsthand. And thank you again for checking out This Day in Baseball, and enjoy the game.
Really quite interesting. I never knew the score. You hear a lot of the song. Oh, I know a lot of the songs. I flew around the piano a little bit and had the Red Fortune to pick out a little tune that British News the Kellogg Company was adopted as a theme song for all the baseball broadcast. And that's about the extent of my composing ability. Well, have you composed any other tunes? Oh, years ago when I was a kid in school, I wrote a little song that seems to have lived down in Texas. It's a sort of a state song down here, and Rudy Valley played at the high side. But it's playing on his broadcast, saluting his Texas Centennial. That's the only other thing. I see now, is this tune that you've written going to be played every day on the ball game broadcast? Well, it's going to be played every day that Kellogg is sponsoring the broadcast. You see, Kellogg's on one day and Cronin the next. I see. Today there's a joint sponsorship, so the song won't be played, but tomorrow, provided this game is played today, Kellogg will be the sole sponsor, and the song will open the broadcast. I see. Every day after that, the Kellogg's on. Thank you very much indeed, Bill. That's very kind of you, and it's certainly interesting to know that among other things, you're a composer. You like you're a really pretty versatile guy. Thanks a lot. All right, now we're going to get out of the dugout here on the Red Sox side, because things starting to hum. The players are getting over towards home plate there for the first for you for so many years. Fred Hoy. This is Fred Hoy back in the press box, fans. And we're about to start this ball game. Battery for the Red Sox in this opening game will be Jim Bagby, B-A-G-G-Y, pitching, right-hander. Dean Desautel catching. And for the Yankees, Charlie Ruffing pitching, right-hander. And Bill Dickey is catching. The first batter coming up for the Yankees is Frank Cassetti, shortstop, right-hand batter. The umpire of the play is Bill Summers. At first base, Young Quinn, and at third base, the new umpire, Rue, R-U-E. At first base, the Red Sox is Jimmie Foxx. On second, Bobby Doeer. Short, Joe Cronin. On third, Tiki Higgins. In left, Joe Vosnick. In center, Doug Kramer. And in right, Ben Chapman. Frank Cassetti steps up there. Frank is 27 years old, stands 5'10", and weighs 165. Last season, he batted 234 in 149 games. He batted in 49 runs. His home's in San Francisco. And the rain is beginning to fall again. It's coming down rather hard now. We just get over one shower, and here she comes again. But they're going to start this game. In any case, this Cassetti, the first batter for the Yankees, has been out of the game all spring in the South with a very bad Charlie horse. He went into Brooklyn series, and in the last two games against Brooklyn, Frank Cassetti made 7 hits, 8 innings at bat, and scored 7 runs, which is pretty good for a leadoff man. Now, Joe Cronin's having a conference with umpire Chief Bill Summers. And they certainly do want to get this game in and get this opening day affair over with so that tomorrow we'll have a morning and afternoon game. There's the conference now, and there's Art Fletcher joined Joe Cronin and Bill Summers. Art Fletcher, the Yankee coach, representing Joe McCarty. This Jim Bagby's a big fellow, big right-hander, 6 feet 2, 21 years old. He was one of the most valuable players in the New York, Pennsylvania League last year when he won 21 games, lost 8 for Hazelton. Jim's father was a famous guy, Jim Bagby, who pitched for Cleveland in 1920 and won 31 games. Father also saw pitching service with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Young Bagby doesn't pitch like his dad, who pitched more with his head than with his arm, and who had a great screwball and great control. Young Jim here pitching today has a better physical equipment. He has great speed. Jackie Mulaney and Joe Katz in the baseball line who saw around this boy in the South say he looks very good. And he can hit that apple, too. Maybe we'll have another schoolboy rolling back. Let's hope so. Well, the wind will go. Batter's up there, cross-setting. Coaching at third base for the Yankees is Art Fletcher, and at first base, Earl Combs, the old center fielder for the Yankees. Ready to go. Here's the wind up by Jim, and here comes the cross-setting. It's a called strike. That's the way to start the team. Called strike on Frank Cross-setting, the first ball pitched for the 1938 American League season here at Fenway Park, and here comes the next pitch. And he fouls it off. I know the head of the photographer just missed Paul McGuire the glove, but Paul did some very lively ducking there. The count now on Cross-setting is 2 strikes. Following Cross-setting comes that great money player Red Rolfe, the old Dartmouth star. And here comes the Frank. And he takes him out. Oh, boy, he did. Even that screwball that time, and Frank reached for it and missed it by a mile. Cross-setting strikes out. He had something on that last ball. Now we have that great money player, Red Rolfe, Robert Abiel Rolfe, 29 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 170. Last season, Red batted 276. His home is in Pennacook, New Hampshire. And there's a close strike. His boy is scoring nothing but strikes so far. In 5 games of the World Series last fall against the Giants, Red Rolfe batted an even 300. Too close and low. The count on Rolfe is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. In 5 years in the American League, Rolfe has batted 296. 296. And here comes another close strike. 2 strikes, 1 ball, the count on Red. Red Rolfe is, the boy coached by the very fine coach up there in Dartmouth, Jeff Teslo, the old New York Giants pitcher. Outside, and the count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man gone. The first half, the first. The batter's Red Rolfe. 2-2. And Bagby's Wisconsin's most men. Here it comes. Boy, ball 3, but didn't he burn that one over? There was plenty of smoke with that one. 3-2 on Rolfe. Following Rolfe comes up. There, George Seltzer gave a foul ball going into the grandstand. Can't be reached. Down to 3-2. 1 man gone. We're in the first half of the first inning. And here's the pitch coming to Red. There's a line hit to center field by Rolfe, a dandy hit. Red Rolfe singles to center field. There's the first hit of the ball game, I say. And now we have George Selkirk. George Selkirk. Right field, a left-hand batter. Selkirk is 30 years old, stands 6 feet 1, weighs 182. Last season, George had 228. Here comes. Call strike on Selkirk. He's one of the 2 American League players born in Canada. Selkirk was born in Huntsville. And Joe Krakowski of Washington was born in Hamilton, Ontario. There's the call strike, and the count is now 2 strikes. Very glad to announce it, Dave, but that was the nickname for that Krakowski. One of these so tough cross-cockers, rather, they call him Cracky, which is going to be very much more convenient and comfortable. 2-0. 2 strikes on Selkirk. There's the ground down to Foxx. He throws to second base for Foxx, playing a fantastic game. Selkirk hits in a double play. Selkirk grounds to Foxx at first. Foxx throws to Cronin, the shortstop, on second. Forcing Rolfe. Then Joe gets that ball back to Jimmie at first base and doubles up Selkirk. That double play went from the first base to the shortstop, covering second, back to first, and we're going to the last half of the first inning. Third guy coming up for Boston will be Doc Kramer. On first base for the Yankees, Blake Gehrig playing his 1966 game. After this game, 34 more games, and he reached 2,000 consecutive plate games. He started this wonderful run on June 1st, 1925. Gehrig's on first base. Flashy Joe Gordon's on second. Frank Corsetti at short. Red Wolf is on third. Short Selkirk in left. Or rather, let's see, how are they playing? Selkirk in left, Hogan center, and Tommy Henrik in right. George Selkirk, friends, generally found in right field. Let's go, he's got him in left field here today. And Doc Crane is 30 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 185. Last season, he batted .305. His home is in Manahawkin, New Jersey. 9 years in the American League, Doc has batted .305. Ready to go in the last half. The first inning has been no score in this game. Charlie Ruffing pitching for the Yanks, and here's the first pitch. And there's a sweet hit down the third base line. A slow hit. Doc Crane is around. First, he's on his way to second. There's a throw to second, and he's in there, 42-bagger. On the very first ball pitch, Doc Kramer shot a hard grounder right down that third base line. It hit that fence and foul ground left field and bound into George Selkirk. Selkirk whipped the ball to second base, and this all was a little bad, but at any rate, came with that 2 bases on the hit. That's the way to start the ball game. And now we have Joe Bostic, the new player from St. Louis. Left field, the right-hand batter. Joe is 28 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 185. Last season with the Browns, he batted .325. Home is in Cleveland. Right-hand batter. Call strike on Joe. 8 years in the American League. Bostic is batted .315. Kramer on second base and nobody out. The last half of the first inning, 1 strike on Boston. Now Ruffing is ready to pitch. And here it comes. Outside and low. The count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1. George G. Selkirk is out there playing, I might say right against that scoreboard, waiting for Boston to hit it right out that way. Over a bit toward left center. That's about where Boston hits that ball. Well, there's one going to right. The long fly. Henrik backs up for it. He's under it now. He takes it. And after the catch, Kramer goes from second to third. Boy, Bostic fooled us all that time when he thought rather expected Joe might pull that ball on left side. He did a long fly to right field. Tommy Henrik had to back up for a way out there in right field. He made the catch. And after the catch, Kramer went from second to third. That brings up Jimmie Foxx, the first baseman, right-hand batter. Jimmie is 30 years old, stands 5'11", and weighs 188. Last season he batted .285. And Jimmie's up there, a man on third base, and only 1 out. That'll be a great year for Jimmie Foxx. Outside and low. He's been in the best condition this spring, they tell me, than he's been in 4 or 5 years. And the count is 1 ball, 1-0. There's the foul of the screen. Strike 1-1 on Jimmie. Well, Jimmie batted only .285 last season. He batted in 127 runs. That's a lot of runs. Now there's 1 ball, 1 strike. We have Kramer on first base. 1 out. And here's the pitch coming to Foxx. Another foul. The count is now 2 strikes, 1 ball. Following Jimmie will come Joe Cronin. Two and 1. The Yankee infield, by the way, is playing back. The count is 2 strikes, 1 ball. How about starts the motion? Here comes again. Another foul. Still doing 1, 2 strikes, 1 ball. The rain has stopped now, and looks like we might get in the ball game here. As never can tell, looks rather overcast. And there's a line hit right off. Red Rolls from in the left field. Kramer scores. The ball gets away from Selkirk. And Jimmie goes to second base. And let's see if there's a hit on that play. A hit in the yard. Jimmie Foxx did a terrific drive over Red Rolls' head. Red put his both hands up there, and the ball went right off his glove in the left field. Then Selkirk fumbled the ball out there. Jimmie getting a single and going to second on Selkirk's error. Kramer scoring from third base on the hit and the error. All the scores now, Boston 1, New York nothing. The batter up there is Joe Cronin, very popular manager of the Red Sox. Top stop right-hand batter. 31 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 184. And there's a drive right in the hands of Selkirk in left field. That ball is hard hit to right on the nose. Joe Cronin lying back to Selkirk in left. Two men down and up comes Pinky Higgins. Pinky is 28 years old, stands 6 feet 1, weighs 185. Last season he batted 302 in 153 games in 6 years in the American League. Pinky is batted 306. And he comes from that great town of Dallas, Texas. I got to say, that's the Bill Cunningham is right here in the booth with me, and I got to boost that old town of Bill, too. All right, Bill? Now, you boost one of the pistachios, though. Here it comes. There's a pop fly down to Joe Gordon, the new second baseman, and Joe puts it away to close the inning. Higgins pops out to Gordon, the second baseman, the final Boston out of the last half of the first inning. In that first inning, the Red Sox scored 1 run, made 2 hits, and there was 1 error in there. Well, fans are going to the first half. The second inning of the score, Boston 1, New York nothing. Pitching of Boston is Bagby, B-A-G-B-Y, right-hander, and for New York, Charlie Ruffing. And I'd like to acknowledge these telegrams. I received 2 late carried to acknowledge over the air. Portland, Maine, one from Bill Bissett, the blind senator. From Worcester, Massachusetts, the Whitcomb Hall Memorial Home for the Blind, 51 Hartford Street. And unsigned one from Manchester, Hampshire, J.F. Higgins of Lawrence, Massachusetts. Company 3, Childress, Maine. Billy Wilson, Tacadia, Bar Harbor, Maine. Jack and Eddie Stacy, Springfield, Massachusetts. Jimmy Waters, Alphonse Moyet, George Kingsville of Newton Center, Massachusetts. And Edward Gray, the registration office in Bangor, Maine. Jim Whalen of Cambridge, Nick Kay of Tioga Lake in West Warwick, Rhode Island, Wall Butler Alex Gillespie of Simsbury, Connecticut. And once more the boys of the Venice in Franklin, Massachusetts. Batter's up there, and the batter is Lou Gehrig, first baseman, left-hand batter. 2-0, ball 1. Lou Gehrig is 34 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 200. Last season, he batted 351. 15 years in the American League. Lou is batted 344. High and wide. Ball 2. Lou Gehrig's home is in New Rochelle, New York. Good close, ball 3. The count on Gehrig is 3-0. We're in the first to second. The score is Boston 1, New York nothing. He walks. Gehrig gets the base on ball. 4 bad balls in a row. Now we have Bill Dickey, the catcher, left-hand batter, coming up. Bill is 30 years old, stands 6 feet 2, and weighs 185. Last season, he batted 332. In 10 years in my league, Dickey has batted 323. His home is in Little Rock, Arkansas. And here it comes. 2-0, ball 1. Gehrig on first base, nobody out. 1-0, 1 ball. One another. It's all strike, 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. One on Dickey. Now Bagby's ready to pitch. Here comes the Bill. It's a call strike. Beautiful hook on that ball. Went over the inside corner. 2 strikes, 1 ball. 2-1. 2-1. Bagby throws over the first. Too late to get Gehrig. The New York Yankees carry a small ad on their left sleeve advertising the New York World will spare. Foul over the roof. The count is 2 strikes, 1 ball. Going 1, 2 strikes, 1 ball. Now Bagby gets a sign from Gehrig. It is. Fires a high foul. Let's see it. Maybe back here too far, yes. Gene can't reach it. And there's the usual scramble for the ball right below us here. And the count remains 2-1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Two and one. Now Jim Bagby's all set for this next pitch. And here it is. Too high. Ball 2. Now it is 2-2 on Dickey. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Following Dickey comes that young fellow, Tommy Henrik. Boy who 6 years ago was playing softball. 2-2. They have a long fly to left center. Let's see if Foxx can get out there. It's out near the fence. It comes off the fence. There goes Gehrig to third. There goes Dickey to second. He's in there for a 2-bagger. And the rain is beginning to fall again. Bill Dickey bounces a 2-bagger off the fence in left center, sending Lou Gehrig from first to third. And getting to in again. The Yankees have men on second and third and nobody out. The man coming up there is Tommy Henrik. That name is spelled H-E-N-R-I-C-H. 22 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 165. Last season, he batted 320 for the Yankees in 67 games. His home is in Nassau, Ohio. All right, on Tommy. Here's the boy that was declared a free agent by Judge Landis and sold himself to the Yankees for $30,000. His first year in Major League Baseball. 2-0, ball 1. Something like $20,000 for signing the contract and $10,000 a year, which isn't bad to take for a boy 21 years old last year. 1-1. Strike, he swings. Boy, he gets that bat around pretty fast, too. The count is 2 strikes, 1 ball. Turn 1, 2 strikes, 1 ball. And here it comes. There's a hit to right field. A dandy hit for that kid. Here's 1 run coming in. Chapman throws the plate and Mr. Dickey decides to go back to third base. And on the throw in, Henrik goes to second base. Henrik lines a single to right field, scoring Gehrig. And when Chapman threw to the plate, Henrik went from first to second. Dickey holding up at third base. So the old ball game is tied up again. And 1-1, and we start a new game. Batter coming up is Merle Hawk. The Yankees call him Merle Hawk. Center field, the right-hand batter. Old is 30 years old, stands 5'11" and weighs 180. Our season about 301. He's home in Sacramento, California. There's a shotgun and a Cronin. He's a run scoring. Looks good, Joe. I know what they're going to score at. Right scores on it. And with waiting to see whether Paul Cannon and business players are going to hit him there. They're waiting for that sign. That's an error for Cronin. That's an error for Joe Cronin short. And a run scores on the error. Dickey scoring from third base. Henrik going from second to third on the error. So the scoring time, Yankees 2, Red Sox 1. And the Yankees have been on first and third. And still nobody out. The batter coming up is new sensational kid, Joe Gordon. Second baseman, right-hand batter. Up from the Newark team of the International League. Joe is 25 years old, stands 5'11", and weighs 175. Arthur McCain warming up for the Sox. The bullpen in left field, around the right field. Count on Gordon is 1-1, 1 ball and 1 strike. On the run with ball 1 strike on Joe Gordon, right-hand batter. Hold on first, Henrik on third. Too close and low, ball 2. 1, 2 balls, 1 strike. Strike 2, he swings. Down to 2 and 2. In the first half, the second inning scores Yankees 2, Red Sox 1. Bagby pitches for the Red Sox and Ruffing for the Yanks, both right-handers. Now Bagby gets a sign from Doeer. And here it comes. He's called out on strike. That boy was Bagby whipped that one across on him. Gordon is called out on strike. Now that brings up a very dangerous batter, Charlie Ruffing, the pitcher, right-hand batter. Big Rockets pitch to the Red Sox. Ruff is 34 years old, stands 6 feet tall, weighs 200. Last season, Ruff won 20 games and lost only 7. His home is in Chicago. He's a right-hand batter. All right, that man up there, this boy Ruffing. Call strike. Yanks have hold on first, Henry on third. 1 out, 1 strike on Ruffing. One strike. Oh, the backstop. Strike 2. Cronin, 2 strikes on Ruff. Now Bagby set for the pitch. And here it comes. Too close, ball 1, 2 strikes, 1 ball, 2 and 1. Yankees on first and third, and 1 out. He's Ruffing strikes out. Ruff is trying to argue that he didn't swing that time, but Bill Summers, the umpire, has ruled that he went around far enough to constitute the third strike. Charlie Ruffing strikes out. That brings up Frank Crossheading. Old fan the first time up, right-hand batter. Takes off a bit of pressure. 2 men are gone now. Yanks have hold on first. Henry on third. And here's the pitch to Cronin. There's the ground down to Higgins at third. He throws to Bobby Doeer at second. And they get a 4th play on home. Cronin grounds to Higgins at third. Higgins throws to Bobby Doeer at second, forcing Merle home for the final New York out in the first half to second. In that second inning, the Yankees scored 2 runs. They made 2 hits, and there was 1 error in there. Guys to Joe Cronin. We pause for station identification. This is the Colonial Network. Well, fans, here we go in the first half. About the last half of the second, the first batter for the Red Sox is Ben Chapman, right fielder. Right-hand batter. Blazing Ben coming up. Ben is 30 years old, stands 6 feet 1, weighs 180. Last season, he batted 297 in 148 games. His home is in Montgomery, Alabama. 8 years in the American League, Ben has batted 306. Chapman has led the American League twice in base inning in 1931 32, and last season was tied with Billy Weber with 35 CUVs. Here's the pitch coming to Ben, right-hand batter. High and wide, ball 1. Ben keeps himself in good shape in off-season. In the fall, he referees college football, and in the winter, he referees basketball. There's one, maybe a home run. That may be in there. That may be in it. It is a home run. Oh, well. Well, Ben Chapman gets hit a home run into the net, the top of the left field wall. He gets a tremendous hand as he rounds the bases. He's now stepping on the plate. He's pretty stacked. The Red Sox mascot is just shaking his hand. And how the old ball game is tied up again. And how Blazing Ben did kiss that one. That ball hit about 20 feet over the top of that fence, and that's netting on the top. The old ball game is tied up 2-2. Now we have Bobby Doeer, second base, right-hand batter up. And there's a foul ball into the stand. And the count on Bobby is 2 strikes. Bobby is 20 years old, stands 5'11", weighs 175. Last season, 55 games, he batted .224. His home is in Los Angeles. That's how it's got it from San Diego. There's the foul. Back to the screen. Ozzie Vett, the new Cleveland manager, is a great booster for this boy, Bobby Doeer. Ozzie was managing out there in the coast when Bobby was starring. The count on Doeer is now 2 strikes, 1 ball. For the last second, these scorers had up 2-2. There's a high fly to right center. Over goes Hogue for it. And Hogue takes it to retire, Bobby. Bobby Doeer flies out the middle, Hogue in right center. Dean does the tail, the catcher batting, right-hand batter. Dean is 29 years old, stands 5'10", and weighs 170. Last season, he batted .243 in 94 games. His home is in Quinnebog, Connecticut. Dean is the old Holy Cross catcher, coached by Jack Barry. There's the downer, right back at Ruffing. Ruff goes to first, he retires. Dean, Ruffing the pitcher, throws out Desautel at first. And now we have that. Rather Bagby is due to come up. Let's see whether he will come up. Delay here now. And Bagby is coming up. He's quite a hitter himself, I understand, from the boys who are with the team down south. Bagby is 22 years old, stands 6 feet 2 and weighs 170. Last season, Hazleton, he won 21 games and lost 8. His home is in Atlanta, Georgia. He was first coached by Herb Panic when Herb managed the Salad team of the Piedmont League. 1-2. Herb is now coaching at first base of the Red Sox, and Tommy Daly is coaching at third. 2-0, 2 balls. Oh, strike. Boy takes a nice cut of the ball. Two balls, 1 strike. For the last half of the second inning, Sally Ruffing pitching to the Yankees, right-hander. Now Ruff is ready to pitch. And here it comes. A call strike on Bagby. Game 2. Game 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he's called out on strike. Bagby is called out on strike. The score at the end of the second inning is Boston 2, New York 2. Pitching for Boston is Bagby, and for New York is Sally Ruffing, and here's Tom Hunt.
It's just a blink of an eye, a split second, or a thousandth of an inch that decides whether you knock a pop fly or a home run. Figures like that make me think what a miracle of close measurement modern cars are. That's why if you bought your car in the past 2 or 3 years, it's so vitally important to have your Ciccone dealer clean out all the winter oil and grease that's in it now, and positively protect every part from the film-cracking heat of warm weather driving. In fact, every car needs the Ciccone dealer's drain-out winter service right now. In its expert service, your Ciccone dealer drains and flushes your engine, radiator, and gears. Just listen to the famous products he refills them with. Summer Mobile Oil goes into your crankcase. Mobile Hydrotone is the new clean radiator water to stop corrosion. Mobile Oil Gear Oil into your gearbox. And then he puts Mobile Grease on the correct points of your chest. You wonder what your precision-built car handles like a charm, needs less repairs, and uses less gas and oil after it's had drain-out winter service? Stop at your Ciccone dealers for this expert service today. All right, Fred?
Thanks, Tom. Going to first or third. The first batter for the Yanks is Red Rolfe. The third baseman left-hand batter who singled the center field first time up. Outside, ball 1. Now Bagby starts the motion, and here it comes to Red. The call strike, 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, Bagby works very fast. That wouldn't make us so a bit. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Strike two. Red Rolfe tried to drag bunt that time, and he missed the ball altogether. Down on red is 2 strikes, 1 ball. Two and 1. Ball 2. Whoa, that ball stuck in. That ball stuck Red Rolfe, and he goes to first base. We thought for a moment he escaped that low pitch, but it hit him on the foot, and Bill Summers has ordered him to first base. Red Rolfe hit by a pitch ball and goes to first base. That brings up Georgie Selkirk. George hit him with a double play the first time up. I might add that umpire that played Bill Summers in that last batter, Red Rolfe, are the 2 best cribbage players in the American League. That'll be a very interest to you cribbage fans. Outside, ball 1. 1-0, 1 ball. Selkirk batting all from first base and nobody out. In the first and third, and the ball game is tied up 2-2. A call strike on George. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Now Bagby's ready. Too high and close, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1. Now Bagby is ready to let it come up, and here it is. Too high and close. Ball 3, 3-1. 3-1 on Selkirk. Now Doug just looked down to ask pressure to coach at third base to get the sign. 3-1 on the batter. He walks. Selkirk gets the base on balls. Rolfe advances to second. Now the Yankees have been on first and second, nobody out. And up comes Luke Gehrig. Lou walked the first time up. Lou has done some very fine hitting for the Yankees during the spring training trip. In 20 games down in the South, Lou hit .345. Goldberg on first, Rolfe on second, nobody out. Archie McCain is on to work again in the bullpen in the right field for the Red Sox. We're still waiting for Bagby to throw up that first ball. Too high, ball 1. 1 ball. And on first and second. There's a foul ball in the right field bleachers, foul by a couple of feet. Fortunately. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Look at the batter. Here comes the lead. There's the corner. Down to George, second is flowing. He goes to first and gets through. That's the only play he had. Both men advancing on the out. George second throws out Gehrig at first. Rolfe going to third. Selkirk going to second on the out. That's the only play that Bobby Doeer had as a slow grounder. And that brings up Bill Dickey, who doubled off the fence and left center the first time up. Nice fellow to have up there with runners on. Bill Dickey batted in 133 runs last season. They're going to put him on first base. Here's the pitch out. They won't take a chance with his bail. He'll try to work on Tommy Henry the next time. I hope he might hit him with double play. Ball 2, and here's ball 3. Ball 3, and here comes ball 4. I can call these. Bill Dickey purposely walked to get Tommy Henry. Now the Yankees have 3 men on, 1 out.
Fenway lined a beautiful single to right field the last time up. Fenway's the left-hand batter. And here it comes. There's a pop fly. The short center field. The ball goes out first. Kramer comes in. Kramer makes the put out. And he whips the ball into the infield. And Mr. Rolfe is high to stay on third base. Henry flies out to Doc Kramer in short center field. Kramer whipped that ball into the infield. And Jimmie Foxx cut it off. Meanwhile, Rolfe, who took a big lead off third, decided to return to third base. So there's 2 minutes on. And Merrill Hogue is now batting. Hogue reached on Cronin's error the first time up. Merrill comes up there with 3 men on and 2 outs. The ball game tied up 2-2. Here comes the Hogue. There's a foul ball. Over near the stand. The wind gets hold of it, blows in the stand. Jimmie Foxx can't reach it. There's the usual scramble for the foul ball. The count is 1 strike. Now Bagby gets the sign from Gene there to tell. Merrill Hogue's the right-hand batter. The count is 1 strike on him. Dickey's on first base. Selkirk on second, and Red Rolfe on third. Here's the pitch coming. The call strike, 2 strikes on Hogue. Having 2 strikes. And here it comes. There's a foul outside of third base. Still 2 strikes on Hogue. You're nothing. Now Bagby's all set for the next pitch. He starts the motion. Here it comes. Now there's a line hit to left field. Here's 1 run coming in. There's Bosnick's throw to plate. 2-run score on that beautiful hit by Merrill Hogue. Merrill Hogue lines the signal to left, scoring Rolfe and Selkirk with 2 runs for the Yankees. The score is now Yankees 4, Red Sox 2. The Yanks have Hogue on first base and Dickey on second. And up comes Joe Gordon, who was called on strikes the first time up. Waiting for Bagby. Outside, ball 1. One early, 1 ball. 1 early. 2-0, ball 2. Going 2 balls and no strikes. Joe Gordon batting. Foul outside of third. 2-1, 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, this boy Gordon batted on only .279 for Newark last season. He got 33 doubles, 6 triples, and 26 home runs as leadoff man. Foul ball, 2-2. That's pretty sweet hitting for leadoff man. What this boy did for Newark last year, we played that Wonder team. 33 doubles, 6 triples, and 26 home runs. The count on Gordon is 2-2. And here it is. He strikes him out. Joe Gordon strikes out. Final New York out in the first half of third. In that third inning, the Yankees scored 2 runs. They made 1 hit. There were 2 base on balls in there, and 1 hit by a pitch ball. Merrill Hogue single drove in 2 runs. Dickey was purposely walked. Well, I get word here of birthdays and births today. Today's the 80th birthday of a great baseball fan out in Waltham, T.C. Bigham. And the birth of Lois McLean, daughter Mrs. George McLean of the Melrose Hospital. Well, fans, according to the last, the third inning of the score, New York 4, Boston 2. The Yankees scored 2 in the second and 2 in the third, and the Red Sox scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Charlie Ruffing pitching for the Yanks, and Jim Bagby for the Sox, both right-handed. Don't forget, fans, these two teams play 2 games tomorrow, morning and afternoon game. Morning game starting at 10:30, and the afternoon game at 3:30. Afternoon game start is delayed on account of the finish of the marathon. The big BA marathon race will go right by Conroe Garden here around 2:15. Batter up there for Boston is leadoff man Doc Kramer, and the count is 1 ball. Doc doubled on the third baseline, first time up. There's a shot hit to right field by Kramer. Good old Doc Kramer singles to right. Golden Boston's third. 2 hits in a row for Doc. Now we have Joe Boston batting. Joe flied out of Tommy Hendrick and deep right field first time up. Boston's the right-hand batter. Wild strike. One strike. Ruff is set for the pitch. Kramer on first base. And here it comes. 2 holes, ball. 1-1. On Bosnick. Ruff throws over to first. Too late to get Doc. Doc is standing on the bag. There, the high corner back near the screen. Dickey comes back forward. He can't reach it. It lands in the screen. The count on Bosnick is 2 strikes, 1 ball. Good one, 2 strikes, 1 ball. Nobody out. In the last of third, scores Yankees 4, Sox 2. Well, Joe Bosnick has got a brand new ball to hit at this time. Doc Kramer's taking a pretty good lead out off first base. And Bosnick is called out on strike. Bosnick is called out on strike. Jimmie Foxx batting. Jimmie single the first time up. Jimmie Foxx batting. Kramer on first, 1 out. Strike, Jimmie swings and boy, what a swing. Boy, if Jimmie hit that ball, I think it would land off the Charles River. 1 strike of Jimmie Foxx. Zero, ball 1. 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. That first single by Jimmie Foxx nearly took Fred Rolfe's fingers off. Now there's third base. Outside, ball 2. That first hit, by the way, but Jimmie's all been Boston's first run. Down on Foxx, 2 balls and 1 strike. Ball strike. Oh, Ruff said it was easy to change of pace ball that time. Slow ball, just hooked it outside corner. 2-2 on Jimmie Foxx. Two and two. Ball on the screen. Still 2-2 on Foxx. Got Kramer on first base, 1 out. Now Ruff is ready to pitch. Just a sign from Bill Dickey. And here it comes. There's the ground there down to Gordon, the second baseman. First play at second. They miss a double play at first. Boy, Jimmie went down that first baseline there with plenty of speed. Jimmie Foxx sends the ground to Gordon, the second baseman. Gordon tosses to Cronin. The shortstop on second, forcing Kramer. They try to double up Jimmie at first base, but Jimmie beats the throw from Cronin, reaching on a fielder's choice. 2 men gone. Now we have Joe Cronin batting. Joe lined out to Selkirk in left field, first time up. Here comes. There's a foul ball over there in right field, and over goes Joe Gordon for it. Kid made a good try for it just the same. He missed it. That boy Gordon's pretty fast on the street, man. Moves around out there. Great chase. Down on Joe Cronin is one strike. The men gone. Jimmie Foxx on first base. Here comes to Joe. Call strike. Strike two. That boy Ruffing certainly is using that slow ball today. Running, 2 strikes. Oh. Still 2-0, 2 strikes. Outfield man at first base. Now, Carter Ruffing is ready to pitch again. 2-0, 2 strikes. And Joe strikes out. Joe Cronin strikes out. The final Boston out in the last half of the third. The score at the end of the third inning is New York 4, Boston 2. And now fans are going to attend you to our studios for the score of that outside game.
There's only one out-of-town game being played today, and here it is in the American League. Philadelphia at Washington. The score at the end of the second inning, Washington 4, Philadelphia nothing. Pitching for Washington, Terrell, and for Philadelphia, Williams. And now back to Fred Hoy.
Well, fans are going to the first half, the fourth inning. The first batter for the Yanks is Charlie Ruffing, the pitcher, who fanned the first time up. Jim Bagby, I'll get him mixed up with Jimmy Bagby up here in the first box before I go with his boy Bagby. He's pitching for the Red Sox. That's Bagby, not Bagby. And for the Yankees, Charlie Ruffing. This game, the Red Sox scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second. The Yankees scored 2 in the second and 2 in the third. Ben Chapman got a tremendous home run in the second inning, high up in the screen over the left field wall. There's a fly to Kramer in center field. Doc is all set for that, and he takes it to retire. Ruffing flies out to Kramer in center field. 1 man gone, the first to fourth, and up comes Frank Cronin. Frank fanned the first time up, second time up. He forced the man for the final out in the second inning. Right-hand batter. Hello, ball 1. 1 ball. 1 end of it. Too close, ball 2. 2-0, 2 balls and no strikes. Ball second across 32-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes to Frank. Foul the screen. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. He's called on a strike. Each of us strike 2. Rossetti called on a strike. Second time for Frank. Now we have Red Wolf up there. Red single to center field the first time up. Second time up, he was hit by a pitch ball. Red has scored 1 run. Here comes the Red. Too close, ball 1. One ball. Two goes, ball two. Ruffing, 2 balls, no strikes. Now on red ball. High and wide. Ball 3. 3-0. Call strike and red, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Three and one. He walks. Walsh gets a base on ball. Third time, red is reached. Single hit by Fitzball and a base on ball. Now we have George Selkirk. First time up, Selkirk hit in a double play. Second time up, he walked. He later scored on old single. Left-hand batter. Go, ball 1. One another one ball. And here it comes. There's a fly to left center. Foxx goes over fast for it. Joe takes it. Selkirk flies out to Foxx in left center. The finally knocked out in the first half of the 4th inning. Don't forget, fans, these two teams will play 2 games here tomorrow, a morning game and an afternoon game. Morning game starting at 10:30 and the afternoon game starting at 3:30. We pause for station identification. This is the Colonial Network. Well, fans, we're going to last the 4th. The first batter for Boston is Pinky Higgins, who popped out to Gordon, the second baseman, first time up. Now Ruffing pitching for the Yankees. Dickey coming up. Johnny Ruffing won 1 game of the World Series last fall when Ruff beat the Giants 8-1, allowing the Giants 7 hits. He beat Cliff Milton. Marty Pearson won 1 game last fall and Lefty Gomez 2. Call strike on Pinky. One strike. Too high and close. Ball 1. 1-1. One on Pink. Too high and close. Ball 2. Now Higgins is 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1. Now Ruff starts the motion. Here comes the Pink. There's a corner down to Gordon, the second baseman. He picks it up neatly, throws to first, and he gets Pink. Gordon the second, throws out Higgins at first. And here comes Blazing Man Chapman. To hit that terrific home run drive the first time up, stuck about 10 to 15 feet high on that screen on the top of the left field wall. Here's the pitch to Chappie. Wow. Boy, that's a hard one. That foul ball off Chapman's bat. Bounded down the ground, went through Dickey's legs, and bounded up and hit Phil Summers, the umpire, on the finger. That interfered with the scrimmage game. No doubt. What they call that? They got a ball on the posted on the scoreboard. We'll have to wait to see if what that was ruled. Well, Ruff starts the windup. Ball 2. 1-1 it is. 1-1. After the foul ball the first time up. The one that hit Bill Summers, the umpire, on the finger. 1-1. Ball 2. Now 2 balls, 1 strike on Ben. Going on, here comes to Ben. Strike. All strike, and he did burn that one in. Boy, Ruffing is showing a 12 change of pace here today. 2 2-2. Follow the screen. 2-2 on Chapman. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 man gone with the last of 4th. Scores New York 4, Boston 2. Now Ruff starts to wind up, and here it comes to Ben. And the grounder back to Ruff. Ruff throws to first. He gets Ben for out number 2. Ruffing the pitcher, throws out Chapman at first. 2 men are gone. Bobby Doeer batting. Bobby flied out to Merrill Home in fairly deep center field, first time. Here's the first one to Bobby. It's the call strike. Ruffing seems to have grand control, too, here today. Strike 2, Doeer swings. 2-0, 2 strikes. Doeer, 2 strikes. Now Ruff is set for the next one. Too high. Ball 1. 2 strikes, 1 ball. One. And there's a sweet single at center field by Bobby Doeer. Bobby Doeer singles at center field. Gene Gehrig batting. Gene grounded out first time up. The Red Sox have a man at first base and 2 outs. We're in the last half of the 4th inning. Gene up there. Bobby Doeer on first. Call strike on Gene. 1 strike. Ball 1. 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Waiting for Ruff now. Here it is. There's a high fly. 2 short left. Cross hitting the shortstop. Backs up for it. Frank takes it. To retire Desert on the side. Desert pops out to Cross Eddie, the shortstop. Cross Eddie making that catch in short left, and now then, here's Tom Hardy.
I hope you'll enjoy our baseball broadcast. But frankly, to get the real thrill there is in baseball, you ought to come out to the game and actually see it. How about making a point of doing that soon? And we'll try to tell you how good Kellogg's cornflakes are. But 1,000 words won't equal 1 heaping spoonful of these feather-light, country crisp flakes of golden toasted temptation. Just get a package of Kellogg's cornflakes at your grocery. Pour out a generous bowlful. Flood them with milk or cream, and help yourself to happiness. Believe me, if you're not already one of the 13 million Kellogg fans who enjoy Kellogg's cornflakes every day, that taste test will sign you up. All right, Fred?
Thank you, Doom. Only the first to 5th, the first batter for New York is Lou Gehrig. Gehrig walked the first time up, second time up. He